Now, Michaelia, you and your colleagues in Shadow Cabinet this week decided that you would reverse the policy if you are ever back in government and in a position to do so. Do you think that other nations, you know, the UK, Canada and France, when they have, because at the moment the leadership, particularly in Europe, very left-leaning, do you think when there are Conservative governments back in place, those positions might be reversed there as well?
Well, Sharri, it's a really good question, but I would say this. I would hope that when Marco Rubio, the US Secretary of State, who has been involved incredibly closely in the ceasefire negotiations, stands up and says to the world, the day that President Macron of France stood up and said that France is recognising the state of Palestine, or a Palestinian state, is the day that Hamas walked away from the ceasefire negotiations in Doha. I would hope that other countries who are also taking this step have a look at the praise that is now being lavished on them by the terrorists themselves. So I would hope that countries do come to their senses. I would hope that Mr Albanese comes to his sense. You know, I don't have a problem if Mr Albanese stands up tomorrow, Sharri, and says, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. We will not proceed at the United Nations with the recognition of a Palestinian state. But the problem is he won't. It doesn't matter that the terrorists are praising the Prime Minister of Australia, because as you and I know, this is now Mr Albanese delivering on one of his university daydreams. He has waited for this day to come. I am so sorry, Sharri, because I know that you are Jewish. I am so sorry that is October the 7th that has now landed us in this situation. But as I said, this is now Mr Albanese's legacy, the 13th of August 2025, and he should hang his shed in shame.
Yeah, and I really appreciate those comments, Michaelia, not just for me, but for all Jewish Australians who, I have to tell you, are finding it really, really difficult to live under this pro-Palestinian government. It's worse than anyone could have ever imagined. It's a massive betrayal.
Ever imagined.
It's extraordinary. I mean, you know, they criticise Israel and have done for a long time more than they criticise Hamas, and while hostages are literally dying in war crimes in tunnels. It's, you know, what can you say? This is the government we're living with. I don't know how we ended up with this government, with these two left-wing activists
just
running
before
the show.
we close, what can we say, Sharri? We can actually say to all Australians, yesterday was a turning point for the next 3 years. We now need to ensure that for the next 3 years we stand up for Australian values and we stand against Mr Albanese and this left-wing terrorist-appeasing government, quite frankly. So we all now have a job to do, and we need to bring Australians with us. Enough is enough. Albanese has to go, and let's get back to respecting Australian values.
Indeed, indeed, which is empathy and tolerance for everyone, and not this racism that has come to define our country and which we're becoming famous for internationally. It's such an embarrassment. Michaelia Cash, really appreciate your time and support. Thank you very much.